पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ ईशावास्यमिदगं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथा मा गृधः कस्य असूर्यानामते लोका अन्धेन तमसावृता तागंस्ते प्रेत्याभिगच्छन्ति ये केचात्महनो जनाः अनेजदेकं मनसो जवीयः नैनद्देवा आप्नुवन् पूर्वमर्षत् तत्थावतो अन्यानत्तेति तिष्ठत् तस्मिन्नपो मातरिश्वा ददाति तदेजति तन्नेजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यास्य बाह्यतः यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मैवाभूद्विजानतः तत्र को मोहः कः शोकः एकत्वम् अनुपश्यत सपर्यगात् शुक्रम् अकायमवृणम् अस्नाविरगम् शुद्धम् अपापविद्धम् कविर्मनीषी परिभूः स्वयंभूः यथार्थत्यथोर्थान् व्यदधात् शाश्वतीभ्यः समाभ्यः अन्धन्तमः प्रविशन्ति ये विद्यामुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमो य उविद्यायागुं रताः अन्यदेवाहुर्विद्यया अन्यदाहुरविद्यया इति शुश्रुम धीराणाम् येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे विद्याम् च यस्तद्वेदोभयगम् सः अविद्ययाम् मृत्युम् तीर्त्वा विद्ययामृतमश्नुते अन्धन्तमः प्रविशन्ति ये सम्भूतिमुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमो य उसम्भूत्यागुम् रताः अन्यदेवाहुः सम्भवात् अन्यदाहुरसम्भवात् इति शुश्रुम धीराणाम् येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे सम्भूतिम् च विनाशम् च यस्तद्वेदोभयगम् सः विनाशेन मृत्युम् तीर्त्वा सम्भूत्यामृतमश्नुते हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितम् मुखम् तत्त्वम् पूषन्नपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये वायुरनिलम् अमृतम् अथेदम् भस्मान्तगम् शरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर कृतगम् स्मर क्रतो स्मर कृतगम् स्मर अग्ने नय सुपथाराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्माज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठाम् ते nama uktim vidhema. Bhuyishtam te nama uktim vidhema. Om. Thank you.
Hari Om. Thank you, Nitya. नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्याय संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादः शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अतः शान्तिमन्त्रम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदम् पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। So we saw in the last few classes as a summary, Isavasyamidam Sarvam. Like this, the mantra started. The first mantra is for those who are taking the path of nivarti or renunciation, and then those who cannot do that. The second mantra says the path of pravritti. Kurvanneva karmani jijivishe. May you live for hundreds of years doing the karmas alone. So, having done that, the question was, what is the type of Atma you are referring to here, which was explained in the last few mantras, which ended with the fifth mantra, Tade jadi tanne jadi tad dure tad dvantike tad antarasya sarvasya tad u sarvasya asya bahyata. So, with the content, it cannot be directly said, this is what is Atma or this is what is Brahman. That is how all the Upanishads, whether it be Ishavasya or the Brihadaranya, all the Upanishads, when it comes to Atman or Brahman, there is no definitive definition because it is beyond definitions, beyond words, beyond the capability of mind to grasp even if anything has been mentioned about it. So to drive in the point, always the Upanishads have used contradictory statements. Tad ejati tannejati. It moves, it doesn't move. Tad dure tad dvantige. It's farthest of the farthest and the innermost of the innermost. Tad antarasya sarvasya. It is so it is everywhere outside of the same thing which is we are talking about is inside. So this is how the last mantra we finished, where Atma Tattvam has been given with contradictory statement. Now, it is not easy for us to understand what is the indicated Atman or Brahman. So what natural question can come? The contradictory statements are such that, it is giving us no clear-cut idea as to how it is to be understood, the Brahman or Atman you are referring to, which you are asking us to take through the path of renunciation so that you can be in the path of, protection from the world of desires and the samsara. So, the Upanishads itself narrates where as if the benefits of knowing Brahman, how it will be helpful in the 6th and the 7th mantra. Even though it is not benefits per se, you can say that this is what is seen in the Brahmajnanis, or those who have attained the knowledge of Brahman. How they have been. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmani eva anupashyati. Sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam tato na vijugupsate. This is the 6th mantra. Yastu sarvani. Yastu means yahatu is the splitting of the word. He who indeed sees Brahman in the above mentioned mantras up to the 5th mantra. He is a parivrat mumukshu. He is the one who is desirous of emancipation or freedom from the mortalities of life. And he is a mendicant or a renunciation, or he is the one with the detachment. Sarvani bhutani. Here the word is every creation, everything that is under creation. Means, what does it mean, Sarvani bhutani? Avyaktadini stavarandani is what Shankaracharya is saying. Avyakta means the unmanifest, not Brahman. The first Brahman becomes the unmanifest before manifestation. So even from the unmanifest to stavarandani means the most minutest. Stavaram means which doesn't move. Stavarandani means what doesn't move. Means from the Avyakta till the minutest, you can say. Atmani eva anupashyati. This mubukshu, or the mendicant, or the one who has taken to renunciation, who is now having done the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana on Atman or Brahman, have arrived at his own experience of seeing the Atma in Atma. Atma here is the self. In his own self. Atmani eva anupashyati. He anupashyati means he sees in himself, not himself as the body, mind, intellect complex, but Atmani eva, in his self, his Atman. In his Atman, he is able to perceive the Avyakta Brahman to the minutest of the creation. Sarvani Bhutani, every creation that can be conceived of by us, that is seen as part of himself, as his own nature. The way he sees his nature, which he now knows that it is not the body, mind, intellect, but definitely there is a self beyond the body, mind, intellect, which is myself, my own self. In that self, he is not seeing himself, but he is seeing the whole creation from the Avyakta, from the unmanifest to the minutest of the creation. Atma vyatiriktani na pashyati ityartha. He doesn't see other than Atma anything else. Now, here will come the question, doesn't he see the world? Doesn't he say anything? The Acharya says, Shankaracharya says that no, he doesn't see anything other than thing. Even the world which he is seeing, his own body, his own relatives, his own blood relatives, his own friends, his possessions, the world, everything he is seeing as part of his own self. This is why Tena Tektena Bunjida can be connected here. Because there is nothing more one you can covet here. Because when you see everything as part of you, then how can you covet for anything? Because you are seeing everything as part of yourself. The same Atma is percolating. Vasidam, achadiniyam is percolated through everything. Isavasyamidam sarvam. So that sarvam is the same sarvam which he is seeing the world as Atmani, in his own Atman. So how can he see anything separate from him to covet or to aggrandize or to desire for anything. That is not possible. That is why Shankaracharya says that Atma Vyatiriktani na Pasyati Ityarthaha. He doesn't see anything separate from the Atman, his own self. Then how does he explain that? Sarva Bhuteshu Teshu Eva Cha Atmanam Tesham Api Bhudanam Swa Atmatvena. Sarva Bhuteshu. Next line where he says Sarva Bhuteshu Cha Tata is the mother thing, no? Sarva Bhuteshu Cha Atmanam. So that is the way in which he is seeing that. In everything, he is seeing everything. That is why do not get confused between the two. He is seeing his own self as everything, and in everything, that means he is seeing everything as Namarupa. But Sarva Bhuteshu Teshu Eva, in them, Teshu means it is a locative word, means in those Namarupa, Atmanam Teshamapi. Every atom or every creation also has a self. Just as you are a creation in the world and we have a Atma in our own self, which is beyond the mind and the body and everything. And every creation also has an Atma in it. They are also having a self. Whether they are moving, immovable, avyaktam, unmanifest, or whatever may be their form. From the Brahma, the Avyakta Brahma to the minutest of the creation, Sveshwam api bhutanam swam atmanam atmatvena pashyati. Atmatvena, in the form of Atma, in them, is the same Atma which he now has seen in himself. So one who sees in himself his Atma is easily able to see the same Atma in the other creations also. And therefore there is no difference between this Atma and that Atma. What is the difference? There is a difference only in the Nama Rupa. And the Nama Rupa is only for the apprehension or the Vyavahara, which is not different from the Avyaktadi Stavarandeshu, means from the unmanifest Brahma. All this creation has come. So what comes out of mud has to be made of mud, or what comes out of gold has to be all gold. Same way, what comes out of Brahman is everything is Brahman only. So whether it is Avyakta form or the minutest of the creation, they are all Brahman only. And in Brahman, I am also part of the creation because I am part of the world, part of the creation. And if I am able to see myself, my own Atma, separate from my Nama Rupa, as my own, my name and form is separate, which is to the body, I am seeing myself as an Atma, which is the self in me. The same self I am able to see in everything. That is why Tesham Abhibhutanam Swatmatvana Eva Atmatvena Pashyati, Anupashyati. Now, here Acharya is giving a long sentence which I am going to read, but it is connecting to the last line. Yata asya dehasya karyakarana sankadasya atma aham sarva pratyaya sakshibhutaha chetayita kevalo nirgunaha ena eva swarupena avyaktadinam stavarandanam ahameva atmatveti sarvabhuteshu cha atmanam nirvishesham yaha tu anupashyati. That means, yasya yatha, just as, asya dehasya, this body, my body, which is the one who has realized, he is now realizing how he is realizing his Atma. Karya karana sangadasya Atma aham. This karya karana sangadam, that means cause and effect. Karya karana sangadasya. This body is a cause and effect of something. In that, there is a self. That self is what is known to me as aham. this aham or the I, which I am referring to when I am interacting with the world, I am referring to this aham, which is the atma, which is myself. And Delph is where karya karana sangadasya is inside this cause and effect body, which is called the deha. Sarva pratyaya sakshi buddha. Pratyaya sakshi buddha means sakshi buddha means is the sakshi or the witness for the creation. Buddhasya sakshi buddha. So is the witness of the creation. For what? Sarva pratyasya. For all experiences. Pratyaya here means experiences. So sarva pratyaya, whether it is in the form of names or whether it's the form of in the form of forms or is it in the form of experiences. I am experiencing my body either by the name, the form or experiences. In that I can also be a witness to my own body. And to that witness I am addressing myself as Atma, and which is when I am transacting in the world, I use the word I or Aham. So this is how I have arrived at my own Atma, which is the Chetayita, is the consciousness in me, Chetayita. And what is the nature of the Chetana or the consciousness? Kevalo Nirgunaha. It is absolutely pure and nirguna. That is the nature of my Atma. Even though I am being experienced through the body, my body may be seen as Saguna. But in the Saguna, I am experiencing the Nirguna, Atma, as a Chedaida, as a consciousness, which has no guna at all. Therefore, Kevalo Nirgunaha. Ena eva Swarupena, as the Swarupa, one's own self. Avyaktadanam, avyaktadinam, stavarandanam, ahameva atmatva iti. From the avyakta, unmanifest Brahman, which also has got an Atma or Brahman, to the minutest of the creation, everything has got an aham, everything has got an I. Whether it is capable of expressing or uttering the word I or not, they all have the potential in it them as I. Whether it is seen in only the living beings or the plants, but even in the stavaranda, means up to the minutest non-movable or unmoving material, also has got the aham in it. Sarveshu bhuteshu cha atmanam nirvishesham. In sarveshu bhuteshu, every atom of creation, in that atmanam nirvishesham, without any specific, because there is no vishesha or guna for identifying this atma in any of them. That is why we are not able to see the atma in everything, because there is no guna to identify. Because either we are able to see them through the sense organs or through the mind. But if you want to know them through the mind or through the intellect, they need a guna. Only saguna can be conceived or perceived or experienced through the mind and the sense organs. What do not have any guna, you cannot perceive it. Which we say air also has some guna. Shabda gunagam akasha. So there is some guna in the akasha or the space. That is why we are able to conceive atma akasha. But this is beyond akasha, nirguna, kevala nirgunaha. Therefore, nirvishesham atmanam sarveshu bhuteshu. In every atom of creation, from the avyakta to the minutest, we are not able to see the atma, but we are able to conceive them. Anupashyati. Anupashyati means not ordinary vision or experience. It is an experience of being that atma. That is why the word anupashyati has been used. Otherwise the word pashyati should have been enough. The word pashyati means to see or perceive. But here the word anupashyati means is to see it through again and again without any gap. That is the important of it. There is nowhere where there is a gap, yet we are not able to perceive them. Therefore, the ordinary vision cannot see it because there is no andara or gap between them. Therefore, we are not able to see that akashavat, just as akasha cannot be seen. Same way, this atma cannot be seen even though it is present everywhere. Saha tataha tasmadeva darshanad na vijugupsate vijugupsam granam na karodi. Now coming to the word vijugupsate. Vijugupsa means grana, means hatred. Neither hate, it is only a lakshana vakya. Grana means, doesn't mean hatred. Neither liking nor hatred. There is no love nor hate for anything because he is seeing himself in everything. Therefore, he doesn't nurture any hatred or love for anything because he is all. He becomes all. He is seeing himself in everything and he is hearing in everything. He is knowing everything as himself. Therefore, there is nothing which is different from him, so that he cannot have a hatred or love for that. Praptasya eva anuvadoyam. Whatever has been achieved has been repeated here. Sarvahi grana atmani anya drishtum pasyado bhavadi. If you are seeing something separate from you, then you can love, you can hate. But when you do not see anything separate from you or love from anything from you, how can you have any love or a hate for anything? Atmani eva atyanda vishuddham nirantyataha. Atmani eva, in one's own self, atyandam vishuddham, absolutely pure. Nirandaram, without any gap, like the sky. Pasyataha, he is the one who is seeing, the one who has attained Atma-jnana or the knowledge of Atma. He is seeing Atmani eva in his own Atma, Atyanda Vishuddham Atmanam. He is not only seeing the pure Atma in his own, he is seeing means he is experiencing. He is seeing that Nirandaram because he is not seeing there is any gap between himself and anything else. Everything in the world, he becomes one with everything. Here, I have only one example which I can show you. The experience of deep sleep, where you don't have andaram or gap between our experiences. And therefore, we have no experience of anything. Having become one with the self, we do not know we have become one with the self. Is how Chandogya said. Sati sambadhyana viduhu sati sambadhyamahe. That is what the experience is. I am not able to see the difference between anything. I am having my experience of self as myself and everything. It is the whole world has become me or I have become the whole world. This is the experience in my deep sleep. The world of waking and dream has merged with me. I am not able to separate the waking or dream from me. And I am not able to experience them because they are not separate from me. Even though the world and the dream is merged into me when my deep sleep is come. And they come back when I create the separation using the ego or the mind. That sort of a separation is not possible in my deep sleep. Therefore, sati sambadhyana viduhu sati sambadhyamahe. There is no way in which I can know that there is oneness. Therefore, I say I knew nothing. Because I always knew something separate from me. I am not able to see the separate from me. Therefore, nirandaram pashyataha. Na grana nimitta arthandaram asti idi praptameva. Therefore, there is nothing which can give me or give rise to me in to develop a hatred or love for anything. Tato na vijugupsate. Therefore, I cannot be having any vijugupsa or hatred as a self. I love all. There is no love in it. I have become everything. So you can say by becoming, I am become the total. From the Brahman to the Atma Therefore, there is no difference between the Brahman and the Atma. That is the mantra number 6. The same thing is now being repeated in the mantra number 7. As I told, the Upanishad never gets tired of repeating the same thing to drive in the point, because it knows very well that we have limitation of grasping, because our tendency for human mind is to objectify. So even when hearing these Upanishadic words, our tendency is to objectify Akashavat. It must be something like Akasha. Like our mind will be always trying to project it to as an experiential. Seeing that, by way of using words and example. Yato vacho nivartande aprapya manasasaha. Upanishad has very clearly told to a student who asked, Keneshidam padadi prekshidam mana kena prana pratama preti yukta. Keneshidam vacham imam vadanti chakshushrotram kahudevo yunati. We studied this in the Kena Upanishad, where the student asked, what is the way which makes me speak? What is the mind is being propelled, etc., etc. So, for which the Rishi said that, Yato vacho nivartande aprapya manasasaha. This is beyond words, my son, beyond your mind. You cannot even grasp it with your mind. And you cannot define it with your words. Whatever words use will be falling short of the explanation. So don't even ever attempt to it. Be in yourself. Be it in your own Atma. That is the best you can do. To such a student, no Rishi has failed to repeat again number of times. Here also Isavasyopanishad repeats the whole thing in the 7th mantra. The mantra goes like this. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atma eva abhut vijanataha tatra ko moha ko shokaha ekatvam anapashyataha. Yasmin sarvani. Yasmin. Here it is Yasmin means were or in whom. Atma eva is a person who has seen Atma alone or everything as Atma. Sarvani Bhutani, in every creation. Atma eva. Abhut Vijanataha. He has understood that as he has become one with Sarvani Bhutani. He has now become one with the entire creation. He has become the creator, he has become the creation, and there is nothing other than the creator or the creation separate from him. He is Brahman himself or Atma himself. Such a person, tatra ko mohaha. What can he desire? Tatra means tasmin, or in such a person. Kaha mohaha. Ko moha means kaha moha. What can be the desire? Kaha shokaha. What can be the shoka or the sorrow? Ekatvam anupashyataha. Here also the anupashyataha word is used. Such a person who is seeing ekatvam, non-duality. Such a person who is seeing non-duality, how can he have a desire and sorrow? Is what the mantra says. Now Shankaracharya says that Yasmin sarvani bhutani, Yasmin kale, yatokta atmaniva. That means the moment you realize, not only in the person who is seeing the Atma in every bhutani, every creation, the moment he realizes that, yadokta atmaniva, tani eva bhutani sarvani, paramartha atma darshanat, atmaiva bhut, atma eva samvritaha. The moment he anupashyataha, he experiences that Atma within himself. Paramatma Atma darshanam. That is what is called the absolute reality of seeing one's own Atma. Or Atma eva abhut. He not darshanat means not seeing it as separate. He has become Atma eva abhut. Abhut means becoming. He became one with Atma. That is what he said. Atmatva eva samvritaha. He is surrounded by Atma. Not only he is experiencing Atma, he is surrounded by his own Atma everywhere. Paramartha vastu vijanataha. He is knowing the absolute truth. Paramatma vastu. It is the truth of his own truth, his own nature as the truth, and the truth in everything what he is seeing as everything as Sarva Bhutani, every creation as separate, apparently separate from him. Tatra tasmin kale, in him, tatra atmani, in that Atman, tasmin kale, in that moment when he has realized that, kaha moha ka shoka, what can be the sorrow or the happiness he is able to realize? How can there be any happiness or sorrow? A happiness or sorrow is triggered by when you see something other than yourself. It is thoughts, emotions and feelings or objects outside which can create you moha. And when you do your moha or when your desire is not fulfilled, you have driven to shoka or the sorrow. So neither there is a desire nor there is a sorrow because you don't see anything outside. Shokascha mohascha kama karma bijam ajanataha bhavati. Because he knows that kama karma bijam, it is the result of kama karma. Kama means desire, karma means activity. To attain the thing which has been desired. So what has been desired and the attempt to attain that desired one, that is the seed, bijam, ajanataha. One who realizes that he has no moha, na shoka. Neither he has a desire nor he has a sorrow. Ekatvam anavasyataha. He is seeing oneness in everything. Natu atma ekatvam vishuddham gaganopamam pashyataha. Such a person, gaganopamam, like a sky, vishuddham, the absolute pure, atma ekatvam, the unity or the oneness nature or the non-dual nature of atmatvam, na vijanataha, na pashyataha, na anujananti. He is not able to realize. Only to such a person, kama karma bijam bhavati. Only to such a person there will be a desire and activity to attain the desires of objects. Therefore, he will work towards attaining that because he is not seeing ekatvam. He is not seeing the unity in the multiplicity which apparently is seen as external. He is now seen within himself. He doesn't see that. So for him, who doesn't see it, it is external objects for desire even right now. To such a person who doesn't see the sky-like oneness in himself and everything, for him the shoka and moha is a reality. Because he cannot see that ekatvam. So, moha ka shokaha iti shoka mohayoho avidya karyayoho. This shoka and moha is avidya karyam. Is due to the non-apprehension of the reality of Atman. When you do not see when you do not see the reality of Atman, you superimpose or you project the world of objects separate from you. Just as you projected the snake, not knowing the rope, the same way, not knowing the Atma, you projected the world outside you. Which is ekatvam, it is oneness. Everywhere you are only there, Atma, gaganopamam, like the sky, you are percolating everywhere. Isavasyopanishad sarvam. That is what is percolating the whole world or the whole world of experiences. And one avidya karyam. This is due to the result of not knowing your nature, which is ekatvam or kevalam nirgunaha avishesham vishuddham gaganopamam atmayekatvam. This is the way in which the nature has to be seen. One who do not see the nature of this Atma, for him the shoka moha is real as a result of avidya karyam. or the result of ignorance because he doesn't know his own nature. Akshepena sambhava prakashanat sakaranasya samsarasya atyandameva uchched pradarshito bhavati. Akshepena, by projection, sambhava prakashanat. Now, due to the projection of the asambhava prakashanat, what cannot be projected, what cannot be seen, is now being projected due to avidya. Sakaranasya. And that is the karana for what? Samsarasya. Atyandam eva. It is absolutely the cause. There is no other cause for samsara, which is the avidya. That is the reason why, that is what Uchcheda means, what is projecting the world of multiplicity or separation from us. If one who has realized the Atma in himself, he cannot see the multiplicity. If he doesn't see the Atma, he projects the world of multiplicity because that is due to the avidya or the ignorance of his own nature. So when you do not see the nature of yourself, the world of multiplicity is seen, and that is the reason for samsara, means shoka moha is a result of samsara, which is due to avidya karya. So therefore, sakaranasya samsarasya atyandam eva uchchedaha pradarshito bhavati. And that is the reason why the one who is not able to have Atma Tattva is able to see the world of objects and getting carried away by the attraction towards that and working toward the world of attractive worlds, and then getting into despondency or disappointment by appointments brings disappointment is what Chinmayanji used to say. Disappointment is due to your ignorance. So that ignorance is the appointment which is reason for your shoka and moha. So that is how the whole world has been described by the verses. So the benefit of seeing the Atma, Ekatvam, and that non-dual Atma is seen not only in yourself, but as everything, Avyaktadi Stavarandeshu. From the Brahman, Avyakta, to the Stavara, the minutest creation, Ahameva Idam Sarvam. I am the one, I am only everything here. For such a person, what can be the sorrow or what can be the happiness? Ekatvam Anepashyata. He sees the oneness and he doesn't have to go out for anywhere because he is self-satisfied. Aptakamasya kaspraha. One who has been satisfied by his own Atma. Atmakamasya. Aptakama, Atmakama. Kaspriha. What can be a desire for him? There can be no desire because he doesn't see anything desirable outside himself. So he is self-satisfied. He is satiated in himself. He doesn't see anything outside himself. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you. Dhanyavada.